In this video, I will attempt to identify and critically reflect on the learning processes which resulted from the creation of a sustainable venture and development of a lean canvas model. Firstly, I'm going to discuss the main lessons I learnt in the process of preparing, organising and launching our venture idea in the Sustainable Entrepreneurship Festival, and consequently to what extent I acted as a sustainable entrepreneur. Many hours went into preparing for the festival. As our solution was a service, it proved to be difficult to work out how we could portray this through a prototype, since we did not have a physical product to recreate. In the end, we decided to portray our service on a larger poster with origami figures coupled with detailed descriptions displaying each step of the process. Before the festival, we prepared our pitch and each practiced presenting our venture to potential customers. During the festival, I believe we presented ourselves as a united team, helping each other out when being questioned by customers and all retaining faith in our venture. I think I developed several skills through participating in the festival. I am not a very creative person, so was challenged when we had to make our prototype out of resources we already owned. This resulted in us using some obscure materials such as cotton pads and old holey socks. I think it's fair to say my creativity skills have developed. Working in a team of students from all around the world, it became evident we all had differing perspectives and had to make an effort to listen to each other and resolve any differences of opinion. This was a challenging yet also eye-opening experience and consequently improved my teamwork skills. During the festival, I as well as my teammates were asked several difficult questions about our venture and at times even criticised by potential customers. Dealing with these situations on the spot and being able to quickly respond required a lot of resilience. At times it felt like we were being personally attacked, but I had to push on and take any criticism as constructive, which improved my resilience. If I had to develop another sustainable venture and prototype, there are several things I would do differently. Firstly, I would do more research at the earlier stages of the process when the problem is identified, as this gives a deeper understanding of the problem and makes it easier to think of solutions. In particular, I would pay more attention to the cost structures of the venture, as this is what gives authenticity and economic viability to the venture. I would also try to come up with a more clear-cut solution. In the end, we decided our venture was a service, but at the same time we'd also created a product. This made it difficult to come up with a prototype. In saying this, I still believe our venture involved social innovation, as it addressed both social and environmental issues and relied heavily on the principle of frugality, discussed by Krishna, by reusing already available resources. If I applied for a job as a venture developer and was asked what I could bring to the company's sustainability efforts, this is what I would say. I would explain how I have both theoretical and practical knowledge of sustainability. Not only have I engaged with a variety of academic literature on the issue, but was also faced with the task of developing my own sustainable venture in a team. In undertaking this task, I was able to learn things about implementing a social venture that theory could never teach me, such as typical problems faced, how to take constructive criticism, and how important each step of the process is for the future steps. I believe this could give me an edge on other candidates who lack this experience. In taking this course, I have realised that in my future career I need to take both individual and collective responsibility for ensuring sustainable business practices. As a result of this, I feel better prepared to work with sustainability and inclusion issues in a company. After taking this course and engaging with the course literature, I will now discuss social innovation and sustainable ventures. Social innovations are solutions to social problems. They help satisfy social and ecological needs and are financially viable because of the business model design. They can be described as frugal in that they are a response to limited financial, material, and institutional resources, and that they transform constraints into opportunities that can be capitalized on. As one of the key principles of social innovations are frugality, it seems fitting to discuss Krishna's article. She states frugal innovation results in low-cost, no-frills products which are created through minimal use of resources and simple designs. Frugal products are lean when compared with ordinary alternatives, which can be described as cumbersome due to a larger consumption of resources. Hence, it is clear to see how frugal innovations are sustainable. It is my understanding that a sustainable venture can also be described as an inclusive business and a sustainable entrepreneurship. Sustainable ventures capitalize on opportunities as a means of conserving the environment, life, and communities. Gains are both economic and non-economic and benefit individuals, the economy, and society. In his article, Chen discusses social ventures as different from traditional business practices because they not only operate to create profit but also to fulfill social needs. He discusses how taking a socio-economic perspective is useful in identifying the conditions needed to create new international sustainable social ventures. First, there must be a fulfillable social need. Secondly, governance structures which leverage resources. Thirdly, there must be some foreign location advantage. And lastly, resources must be unique and sustainable. By studying 5 successful sustainability-driven enterprises, in his article, Parrish came up with 5 generative rules that guided the organisation design process and then used these to compare perpetual and exploitive reasoning. Hence, it can be seen that Parrish describes sustainable ventures as ones that perpetuate resources, benefit stack, engage in strategic satisficing, have qualitative management, and make worthy contributions. In his paper, Hahn focuses on the dignity of the poor and how inclusive businesses should advance a particular set of rights, including the rights to freedom, shelter, provision, and self-esteem. Hence, it is clear to see there is much literature on the topic of sustainable ventures and consequently many ways to define it. Considering all the above authors, I would define a sustainable venture as one which exists to achieve a social or ecological need through efficient and perpetuate use of resources and in doing so restores the dignity of the poor. Before I took this course, I would consider my environmental leadership style as being an expert manager. Managers in this category focus on rules, expertise, and knowledge. As a result, these managers may neglect environmental issues unless they are characterized by technical aspects or scientific debates. I am the person who likes to follow set rules, procedures, and processes. While I take steps to be sustainable when I can, such as purchasing free-range eggs and using reusable shopping bags, I largely took the view that there is little I can do to help the world's problems as an individual. Taking into consideration what I have already previously discussed and what I have now learnt from this course, I would say my environmental leadership style is now more in line with that of an achiever manager. This type of manager has the ability to work in a team, adapt to external demands, and has a sense of responsibility. As I have already stated, my teamwork skills improved working with international colleagues. Through looking at cases such as the Hippo roller, I realised that the development of a simple product can have such a huge impact on many people at a local, national, and even global level. I feel I am better prepared now to consider sustainability issues in my future chosen career and also feel a responsibility to. This is why I believe I have changed leadership styles. Another lesson I learned about being a sustainable entrepreneur is that I personally believe it is more challenging than being a traditional entrepreneur. There are more issues to critically consider, such as how a venture can be economically viable when making a social impact is the core purpose of the venture. Additionally, sometimes decisions need to be made as to which is more important, social advancement or environmental sustainability, such as what was faced with the Hippo roller when a stronger yet more environmentally damaging material was available. As you can see, I've learned a lot from taking this course, so I hope these insights have been portrayed in this video.